Each and every single one of you. So this is a small workshop here today, and in today's presentation, I'm going to be sharing with you a marketing system. So if you have a notepad or some notes, the amount of nuggets that I'm going to be dropping today, you could probably open up McDonald's next week, okay? So my name is Angel Day, and I'm a local to Las Vegas. By show of hands, who here is local to Las Vegas? Many of you, okay. Last year, in this very room, I held a conference. I had about 100 people here. And everyone came from all across the country in this very room. And I said, when they showed me where I'm gonna have the workshop, I said, in the same room, you wanna write this down. The opportunity is in the show up. You wanna write that down. The opportunity is in the show up. So in my company, I help small business owners and large businesses grow and scale. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to tag me on Instagram if you like. If you tag me on Instagram, I'm about just under 400,000 people. So if you tag me, I'll repost you so that way you can promote your business to my followers. So my Instagram is @AndyAudidate. And I'm gonna also give you my cell phone number, 702, so that way we stay connected. 702-930-3716. Once again, that's 702-930-3716. So just to recap, if you tag me on Instagram, take a photo, take a video, put me on your story, I'll repost you to my followers so that way I promote your businesses. You take some time, you give me the most valuable resource that you have, your time. The least I can do is send some people your way. Also, if you want to stay connected, this is my cell phone number. So I'm going to be sharing with you a marketing system. Imani, when she came through to learn this marketing system, we call this brand marketing system. When she learned this system, she said that she got leads. She got on the phone with 2 clients, and she made $3,800 from the free training, the same free training that I'm going to be giving you today. Jeff Avery said, he messaged me on Facebook a couple months ago, he said, Andy, when I tell you the process worked, he said, I'm in the 5-figure club now. It's 5-figure something that, 5-figure club is something that we do in my community where it's really, if you make a 5-figure transaction using our system. He's a coach and he sold his online course for 10 grand. Deborah said, hey, I'd like to give you guys an update. Since I've joined a program where I went through that free training and she tried the system, here's the key thing, she tried it. She tried the system. Now her business is doing an additional $18,000 to $20,000 per month over month, utilizing the system here. So she hired 2 assistants. So part of today's training, I'm going to be teaching you how to delegate. Write this down. Get it off your plate and delegate. So many business owners do all of the legwork in their business, and they're missing the opportunities to do presentations, connect with their family, and so forth, because they're running their business. So me personally, the proof is in the pudding here. I started at 0. I started my business 8 years ago. I started at 0 contacts, 0 experience, 0 brand. No one knew me online, but the proof is in the profit and loss. The Bible says, judge a man by the fruit of his labor. So if there's any train that you want to be at, this is the train that you want to be at today. So give yourself a round of applause for showing up today. So this marketing system that I'm going to be sharing with you is made up of 3 components. Component number 1 is awareness, where you're getting known by complete strangers on social media, by speaking, podcast interviews, etc. So you're getting known. How many of you have ever seen those people that they have 1 million followers, but you know damn well they don't have $1 million? Why is that? They're well known, but they don't have a process. They don't have a system. So it's not about just getting known, it's about having a system, what we call, and you may have heard it, on the back end. So I'm going to be sharing with you the process on the back end. So first step is getting known by complete strangers on social media, speaking, and podcasting, using, etc. Second step is going to be awareness. Automation. Where you have your leads, know you, like you, and trust you. Write that down. Know you, like you, and trust you. Super critical. Know you, like you, and trust you, and want to buy from you automatically by leveraging software to book appointments on your calendar. Imagine if you woke up on Monday morning, like Sunday, you're with your family, everything's fine, and then you're with your kids, you're with your wife, your spouse, your girlfriend, you're hanging out with your friends. On Monday morning, you come into work at 9 o'clock, and you have appointments with people who are interested in doing business with you. Pre-qualified, pre-screened, and the conversation that you have with them Monday morning is the first conversation that you have with them. And then when you say, hey, my product is, how much is your product or service?
I'm not in business yet.
Just give me a number. Just give me a number.
My product.
How much would you sell it for?
Just the product.
Just a product. How much would you sell it for?
$200.
$200. Imagine you get on a call with someone on Monday morning, and you're like, hey, The product is $200. And they're like, I got these are for you right here. This is what this system is like. That's what you're going to experience by implementing the system in your business. So you have your leads, know who you are, like you and trust you, and get on your calendar automatically. Number 3, delegation, where you have a virtual assistant on your team. Their job is to manage the software, manage the tools, manage your customers, allowing you to just be a business owner. Repeat after me, business owner.
Business owner.
That was so weak, ladies and gentlemen. Business owner.
Business owner.
That's what I'm talking about. So let me share with you the difference between a solopreneur and a business owner. I'm seeing a lot of solopreneurs operating their business. They go down to City Hall to get the LLC, and they're like, I'm a business owner now. A solopreneur is someone who works by themselves in their company. They wear majority, if not all of the hats of their business. So they're the ones doing marketing. They're doing sales. They're doing billing. Shit, I need to sit down because that's like 3 full-time jobs, ladies and gentlemen. Right? So you're a solopreneur doing marketing. You're doing sales. You're doing billing. And then customers come in, they buy, and they're like, damn, now you got to do customer service. So now you're doing customer service. I just shared with you 4 40-hour roles. And in most companies and corporations, they have a whole department with multiple people working 40 hours in that job. And you as a solopreneur are just doing it by yourself. Then you're doing IT. Then you're up late at night on Canva doing your own graphic design. Come on now. Who feels me over here? Then you're going on your own Instagram and then you're posting on your own Instagram and you're like, man, I thought I started a business to not have to work so much. Right? So before I go into what a business owner is, let's talk about what a business is. A business is an organization. Here's the key word, ladies and gentlemen. Organization. That follows a step-by-step process, also known as a system, which the end result of that process is, come on. It's like you want that in your bank account every single month. Then the end result of that process is profit. So when you go to McDonald's, right, listen, when you go to McDonald's headquarters and you say, hey, I want to purchase a franchise, are you purchasing the ability to sell burgers? No. What you're purchasing is a system from McDonald's. Let's say you're driving down the street. You're driving down the street, you got 2 options. You want burgers one night. You got Joe's Burger Shop, and then you have McDonald's. You got these 2 options. And you're like, hey, I'm from Las Vegas. Let me support local. How many of you have ever said that in your life before? Let me just support local. So you go into this Joe's Burger Shop. You walk in, you see a couple of people seated. Joe got his rag on him. He's like, welcome to Joe's. Flipping the burger. He walks up to you. He says, welcome, thank you for joining. Hey, here, take a seat. So you take a seat, and you're like, okay. And he's like, let me get you the menu. And then, okay, just tell me what you want. Pick up the phone. Hey, you go on Joe's Burger Shop. This is Joe. How can I help you? You want to make it to go order? Yeah, sure. What can I get you? And you're over here sitting down like you're ready. And they're like, okay, you want a double? Okay, got you. You want French fries with that? Shake flavors. We have vanilla. We have chocolate. Okay. You're ready now. So he said, okay, what can I get you? You want water? I'll get you water. Okay. Yeah. That was 1732. The burgers that he was flipping is now on fire. That's what it's like nowadays to run your business as a solopreneur. But then you go across the street, you walk into McDonald's, they get super busy. They have a process, they have a system. And you go and talk and you say, hey, where's the business owner? And the cashier says, first of all, I never met him or her, but I heard that they live in Tulum, Mexico. And this is like 1 out of their 20th stores. What is the difference between the 2? They both sell the same product. One has a system, one does not. So that leads me to the next portion. A business owner. A business owner is an individual who manages a system that creates a predictable profit. That means next month, next quarter, next week, it'll go up and down, but you're creating a predictable profit. So that brings me to our system. Before doing business with you, and many of you know this, what I'm sharing with you is a process to scale what you already know. So everything I'm going to be sharing with you, everything I'm going to be sharing with you already know. I'm just going to be sharing with you a process to automate that. So before doing business with you, people got to know who you are, like you, and trust you. Now, we learned this in British high school. Not everyone's going to know you, not everyone's going to like you, not everyone's going to trust you. You're going to lose people along the way. But after they know who you are, like you, and trust you, then they become paying customers. So if we got 100 people to know you, you get 10 people to buy. Now, here's what a solopreneur does. A solopreneur gets 100 people to know them, 10 people bought, they go back to the 90 and say, why didn't you buy? They go back to the 90, why didn't you buy? And then the other 90 says, well, I don't want that product, I want this product. So Solopreneur is doing this. It's trying to figure out creating a bunch of different products. They got a large menu of different services and products in there. They don't know how to fulfill those services and products. And then now, what they're dealing with is just this 100 people. So they're capped. So the challenge for many solopreneurs is that they're capped in our system. So here what we see is 10% of the amount of people that know you buy from you. So if you have a process that recognizes that 10% of the amount of people that know you buy from you, let's just get more people to know you. So if you got 1,000 people to know you, get 100 people to buy. You want to make more? Who here wants to make more money? Put your hands up. Okay. If you got 10,000 people to know you, you get 1,000 people to buy. If you got 100,000 people to know you, 10,000 people buy. Now here's the reason most solopreneurs and business owners don't even get to the 10,000 people. They don't have a system to manage it all. So I have a vulnerable question for you. I'm going to be sharing with you my business. By show of hands, if 1,000 people, today is Thursday, 1,000 people wanted to do business with you in the next week, the next 7 days. Vulnerably, answer this. Is your business ready to handle it all? 1,000 people wanted to do business with you.
No.
I just want you to yell out yes or no.
No.
So the consensus here, many of you is no. By the end of this, I'm going to be sharing with you the process to be able to manage 1,000 people if they came in. So what we're going to see in here, more people who know you, more money. More people who know you, more money. That's just the basics. So here, you're going to write down these streams. We're talking about mass awareness marketing. We're going to write down these streams. Number 1, one-on-one meetings. Number 2, referrals. Number 3, business card. Number 4, advertisements, cold calling, networking events like this. This is what many solopreneurs are operating their business under. They come into events like this, they connect with people, passing out their business card. They're saying, hey, just today, people just walk, hey, here's my business card, here's my business card, here's my business, passing out business cards in hopes to grow their business. They don't have a process. They don't have a system. And their income is capped. Every single month, they make the same amount of money every single month. Every other month, sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower, sometimes they're struggling. You want to write down these streams. Number 1, magazine articles. Each and every single one of you should be sourcing out magazine articles specifically for your business where your customers are. Number 2, Facebook. Now I'm not talking about posting for your auntie, your uncle, your sister, your cousins to see. I'm talking about using Facebook to get customers. Blog. You want to write down all of these streams that I'm sharing with you. Because at the end of the month, you want to operate your business where you're marketing on all of these streams every single month. Blogs, podcast guests. How many of you listen to podcasts? Put your hands up if that's you. How many of you have ever been on a podcast? Less people than the amount of, so you're more of a consumer than a producer. Does that make sense? Your customers are on the podcast. They're making their buying decision from the podcast. Why aren't you on it? So podcast guests, public speaking, YouTube, Instagram. Now, public speaking is not about, getting your ego out there. This is about getting in front of your potential customers. Instagram, publication articles like Forbes, Entrepreneur, Huffington Post. Instagram, your own podcast, email sequences, hosting your own event. So utilizing all of these streams to get in front of your customers. Every single week. Imagine what it would be like. What would your income look like if every single week you sent out emails to almost everyone you met? If every single week you were hosting events with your potential customers, what would it look like if every single week your Instagram was growing and growing and growing with your potential customers and you were the one managing it? Get it off your plate and delegate. But writing a book, we call this system mass awareness marketing. I'm going to write that down. Mass awareness marketing. Mass awareness marketing. Now, in order to have mass awareness marketing, it's exciting to be on all those platforms. It's exciting. For many of you, it's like, hey, I'm going to get my book out there. I'm going to be on speaking events. I'm going to do podcasts. I'm going to do all of this marketing. I'm going to be on so many platforms. But here's the thing. To make it profitable, you're going to write this down. You must have a system to create mass awareness. That's number 1. You must have a system to create mass awareness. Number 2, you must have a system to manage it all. So if you did get on all those platforms and 1,000 people came in this week and said, hey, I want to do business with you, is your business ready to handle it all? Many of you say, no. So you have to have a system to create it. That's number 1. And the system has to be working with or without you. Write that down. Working with or without you. So the system of creating mass awareness every single week, your social media posts, your blogs, your articles, for your business, getting in front of potential customers every single week. You took a vacation, that's fine. Your business is still operating. Then when the leads come in, you have to have a system to manage it all. So we actually broke this down. This is an event, it's a webinar that I host. I want to write this date down, October 12th. October 12th. They only gave me so much time to be here with you, unfortunately. So I said, hey, I'm going to share with you a preview of the system so that way you can implement it in your business and learn about it. And then at the event, building a multi-six-figure business through social media marketing. This is a live event on October 12th at 12 p.m. Pacific. I'm gonna write that down. 12 p.m. Pacific. I break down each element. I have more time with you. I have a couple hours with you. Then today, I'm gonna take like 40 minutes. So I already asked you if 1,000 people want to do business with you, if your business was ready to handle it. Many of you said no. By the end of that event, you will be able to literally go on social media, demand attention, generate leads, and have hundreds of people come into doing business with you. And you'll have the process to convert them from a viewer into a paying customer. So the system is a step-by-step process that will save yourself time, energy, and money, and produce a desired result while protecting you from error. So earlier, every one of you can anyone relate with Joe to any degree? Where Joe earlier at the burger shop, where you're the one doing everything, you're the one posting and everything. And then you got across the street, you got McDonald's, you sell the same product, more customers are going over there, they have a system, McDonald's has a system, Joe does not. So I'm gonna be introducing you to a marketing system. Now, why do I choose marketing as the most important thing to choose? There's a lot of information I know. I built multiple million-dollar businesses. There's a lot of information I know. I know operations, I know sales management, team management, HR. There's a lot of different areas in the business. But what I found that the most important portion of the business, when you got marketing, sales, operations, fulfillment, HR, recruiting, affiliates, you got all these areas of the business, but the most important one is what drives it in the beginning, which is marketing. There's no sales if there's no leads coming in. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? So if I were to teach you sales strategies and sales processes, if you don't have leads coming in, there's no point of sales training. If you don't have leads coming in and there's no customers, there's no point in me teaching you about HR and employee management. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? So the most important and crucial element of a business, whether you're big or small, the lifeblood of a business is marketing. Because if you suck at sales, you're terrible. The person who has the most effective marketing strategy is bound to win. Let me give you an understanding. Who would put $100 on me against Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan at a basketball game. Now here's the kicker. The goal is to get the ball into the hoop. That's it, from a three-point line. You're gonna put $100 on me or $100 on Michael Jordan. Now here's the scenario. Michael Jordan can only shoot once. Just once. I can shoot 1,000 times to get the ball in. Who is most likely to put their money on me getting the ball in? If you were gonna put $100 on me, put your hands up. The reason why you don't put your money on me, I have 1,000 opportunities to get the ball in. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan, even though he's so great, he only has one shot. I'm probably gonna get more balls into the hoop than he will, because I have more opportunities. Effective marketing allows you to have more sales opportunities. This is why I'm not teaching you sales. I'm teaching you the most important part, marketing. So this was my business without the system. So part of my business, I own a marketing agency here in Las Vegas. I work with large corporations. We have companies like Sunrun Solar. We have companies like T-Mobile that we do marketing for. So if you see a lot of their campaigns, it's my company behind it. And then we also help small business owners start and grow and scale their business. So this was my event. In 2017, I made my first million running a cell phone store on the East Coast. I'm originally from the East Coast, a small state in the country, Rhode Island, and I was from the smallest state in the country, in the state. It was 1 square mile where I'm from. Literally, you can run down and come back, that's just 2 miles. That's the whole city where I'm from. Drugs, gangbangers, the whole 9 yards when it comes to violence. That's my background, that's where I'm from. And someone introduced me to the idea of entrepreneurship when I was 19. He said, Andy, you should become an entrepreneur. I said, me become an entrepreneur? I'm a college dropout, I'm overweight, I'm black. There is no way in hell I can be an entrepreneur. Write this down. Sometimes you have to take on someone else's belief before you take on yours. Write that down. Sometimes you gotta take on someone else's belief before you take on yours. So I look at the guy and I'm like, you think I can be an entrepreneur? He said, yeah, do it, go all in. And my mom would just tell me, hey, go to college, be a doctor, because that's how you're gonna be successful. And I said, Mom, there's rappers making more money than doctors. And she said, look, no, you're not gonna be a rapper. That's how I am now. I was joking, Mom. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. She said, get the hell out of here. I said, worse. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. That's more risk. My friends in the back are telling me, do it. My mom is telling me, don't do it. Then I got a mentor. Write this down. Get a mentor. So I worked for a guy who owned a few cell phone stores. At the time, he worked with T-Mobile. He owned 10 cell phone stores. So it wasn't too big where I can't have access, but it wasn't too small where he was just starting. Come to find out, the year that I spent with him, he was literally feeding me the exact knowledge of how to grow a multi-million-dollar enterprise every moment, every hour I spent with him. Get a mentor. So I left working for him, and I opened up my own cell phone store. Within 6 months, I had 4 locations. A year and a half later, I made my first million. And I wasn't even allowed to drink. I was 20 years old. I wasn't even allowed to drink alcohol. Then I took that money and I moved to the West Coast, and that's why I'm here today. Okay? So this was my business when I moved to the West Coast. My ego said, Andy, you're successful. Do it all by yourself. You don't need systems. You don't need processes. Host events by yourself. You don't need anybody. You're successful. Do it by yourself. This event here took me 3 months, 12 weeks. I was working 50, 60 hours a week, busting tail, going to networking events just like this. And I was passing on my business card. I was like, hi, I'm Andy. Hi, I'm Andy. Hi, I'm Andy. Hello, I'm Andy. Hello, I'm Andy. Hello, I'm Andy. And I'm trying to connect with, I'm going to meetings with people at Starbucks, and then this person can't go to Starbucks, so I'm meeting them at Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm connecting with everybody, and I gotta put a sticky note on my laptop saying, remember to call Tom, because he's interested in doing business with you. Okay, call Sandy in 2 weeks from now, because she's not interested right now, maybe in the future. How many of you are operating your business similar to what I just shared with you?
I feel triggered.
Then, here's the kicker. The system that I'm sharing with you today, this is my business. The next event after, this event took me 45 days to accomplish. I worked 15 to 20 hours a week, and the majority of the work was done by automation. Write that down if you haven't. And number 2, delegation. So I had a team in the background doing all the legwork, and my job, I was just a manager. I just managed the team. So if you feel triggered and you're over here, I want to let you know I feel you. If you want to grow your business, I want to let you know I got the process. Okay? Actually, I have a book here. I have 2 books. I didn't think this many people were going to show up, but hey, God's good. I have 2 books here. This is the story about how I made my first million, me creating cell phone stores, creating friends, getting mentors, the steps, and the whole process. I only got 2. I'm going to give it to you for the first 2 people that text my cell phone. Just text me this keyword, book. If you pull out your cell phone and you just text me the word book to my cell phone, the first 2, I'm going to give it to you at the end of the presentation. Sound fair? I only thought 2 people were going to come today, so I was like, hey, I'm just going to write 2. So this is why I'm confident that this represents your paying customers. The system I'm going to share with you, this is why I'm confident that this represents your paying customers without the system. And many of you are operating like this, and it's okay. I'm not saying that this is bad, but if it's not where you want to be, then I have the process to get over there. And this is why I'm confident that to the right represents your paying customers with the systems. Sound fair? So here's the customer's buying journey.